Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I had started a live stream that went kaput right before I started to go live. All right, when I clicked go live, the whole thing shut down. So, this is telling me that whatever message is for Pisces tonight, because I'm about to do a Pisces reading, it's probably going to be something very, very intense. I asked Soul what this reading was going to be about, and what I was told is that a message from your heart is coming forward. Okay, so let's get started. Let me go ahead and shuffle some cards. Okay, how are you guys doing, by the way? How's everyone doing? You guys doing good? So this reading is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, also for your cross watchers. But the truth is, this message, regardless of what is in your chart, if you find yourself watching this video and resonating, then this message is probably for you, okay? Okay, let's just pull some cards. Let's pull some cards. Okay, let's see what else. You're deep in your feelings today because your guides told you, wow. Sometimes that could mean a rebirth for you. Um, you know, that could mean a rebirth for you. Doesn't necessarily mean birth of a physical child. But what do I know? Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Let me just finish getting the cards ready and then I will get started. Can you guys can hear me okay? All right. I know emotions are very like all over the place today for a lot of people, not just Pisces, for a lot of people. All right. I'm kind of, I think this is going to be very intense. Actually, I'm pretty sure this is going to be very intense based on the feeling I'm getting, seeing each card as it comes out. Very intense. Pisces, be ready. And actually, anybody who's resonating with this, be ready to have information that will make it very difficult for you to continue ignoring whatever it is your higher self is trying to get you to see. Now is a time for us, all of us, to stop avoiding our life lessons, to stop avoiding our path, all of that good stuff, that nice enlightening stuff. We need to stop avoiding it at this point, okay, Pisces? A lot of very difficult things that we have been dealing with. These difficult things can definitely be challenging because it's difficult. All right, so here goes. I'm already starting to like have my breath catch in my throat. So this is going to be very interesting. All right. So card number 21, Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. This is telling me you probably won't be able to get away with thinking logically right now, with using logic to help explain your life, to help guide you to the next part of your life. Right now, it's going to take way more than logic because if we're going to be honest, the human brain was not designed to be able to process this much information at this depth. Okay, so we're basically on a magic carpet ride. This is a very magical adventure that we're on. Even if you don't leave your house, within yourself, you are needing to explore. You're needing to go on an adventure to relearn, remember, and recognize who you actually are. In addition to that, although things might seem like they're falling apart, like you've snapped, um, that's because your knowledge is now being unstrung and allowed to mature, to ripen into wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge in action. There's no point in learning all of these lessons, all of these life lessons, experiencing all the things that we experience just so we can, I don't what, make a tally mark on your lesson board, put a sticker beside your name. What is that? Why do we learn lessons? So we can apply them to our life. And many of us don't. We just don't. And then we fail to see that, you know what? I'm being tested right now to see if I remember the lesson that I just learned, the lesson that I just finished. And instead of seeing it in that way, most of us have a tendency to see it as the same BS just keeps happening in my life over and over and over. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Well, maybe it's not that you're doing something wrong. Maybe it's more that you're not doing something, period. Maybe it's more that you're not applying the information that you just learned. Okay. So it's time to do that. It's time to examine what you need to communicate or why you are choosing not to communicate it. And Pisces, here's a thing that we always do. We tend to close our eyes to whatever's happening. A lot of Pisceans do this. We tend to keep our eyes closed in the midst of the chaos, and the chaos is actually what's delivering the growth. So that's something we have to be mindful of. The mother. Look at that. It's time to nurture yourself. This is about a rebirthing. Okay? You're in a process of rebirthing. In order for a rebirth to happen, you need to first be emptied of all false pretense, preconceived notions, assumptions, expectations, all of that. If your mind and your auric field is so full of all of these things that are not even in alignment with your path, what ends up happening is you have to be cleared out. Okay, so what might be happening for some people is that you might be experiencing a sensation of being extremely depleted. Maybe these swings in emotion that we keep experiencing, um, maybe this has more to do with us being sensitive to what's being pushed out. Okay. Uh, Someone came back in the cards or in real life. Monica, is it someone in the cards? Is that what the card said, or is that in real life? So we also have to remember there's richness in the decay. All right. If it seems like everything is falling apart in your life, there is a richness to that decay. You have to allow yourself to be sustained sometimes by the decay. Sometimes it's the things that are rotting away that are actually fueling your ascension, that release of that excess load. Sometimes that's what it is. So, card number 48, Yod, Destiny. Ooh. Mm. Hold on, guys. I need to pull the book out. 4 being the number of self, 8 being the number of reunification. This reading is about to hit the fan. All right. Card number 48, Yod, Destiny. A person often meets his destiny on the road he took to avoid it. The ancients believed that the Yod was an area of fate in the chart and not a particularly favorable one. Also called the eye of God or the finger of God, the Yod is a peculiar astrological configuration in a chart. So my hair keeps sticking to the mic and it's irritating my face. It implies that there is a disruptive force at work. In a sense, this astrological placement of planets is somewhat in exile from the other planetary energies because they're not harmonious with each other and therefore cause tension. Uh, so, okay. Who am I to keep your messages from you? Pisceans, this is a twin message. Okay. So this right here, the commingling of the energies, for whatever reason, this this card to me has always been kind of interlaced with some twin type energies. Um, there's a need to communicate. Again, it's the same message. Yada da yee. It's the same message over and over. There's a need to communicate, and it has to with your kind of like root chakra mixed with a little bit of sacral chakra. Those energies are infusing the throat because something is needing to be communicated at this point. I don't know with who because whatever. Just whatever. We just put that card down. Okay, so the message for the twins. So the yod configuration is influential and implies that there's a disruptive force at work. In a sense, this astrological placement of planets is somewhat in exile from the other planetary energies because they are not harmonious with each other and therefore cause tension. This is talking about whatever twin separation stuff you guys are needing to hear about. That until enough growth happens for both parties, then you will always continue to perpetuate this lack of harmony. And that lack of harmony makes it extremely difficult to be able to connect in such a way that will allow for your sole purpose to come to fruition. This can bring about feelings of intense stress and restriction. There can also be a sense of being different, feeling alone, and of being out of step with others at times. It can even indicate being the black sheep of the family. Well, I am. So what? When this card presents itself, it means that the situation may be chaotic or may soon turn that way. It will be hard to see any clear path because of this chaos, but it will be important to weather through it all. This is not always bad because it's a process of finding what works and what isn't functioning. And now will be the time to be scaling things down and weeding out what's unnecessary. So it's talking about a chaotic path, right? This yod card is talking about a chaotic path. I mean, look at this right here. That's chaos. That's the magic carpet is there to take your ass away. Fly away. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Ooh, this card can denote a time to voyage inward and come to your own truth. There really isn't anyone who will have the tools to figure this out more so than you at this time. Ooh. So now may not be the best time to take advice from others. So really though, what's going on right now is you're needing to really dive deep within yourself and get your answers from yourself. No more of that relying heavily on other people to figure out your life. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. It's time to expand your focus. So if you're just really fixated on a twin thing, um, now might be the time for you to kind of just shelve that, put it on the shelf. You can, put it in a nice box, put a ribbon around it to make sure that shit stays shut, and just put it on a shelf. There's other things right now that you're needing to focus on. Okay, there's other things you're needing to focus on. Now, there was a message regarding a tortoise. Un momento, por favor. Tortuga. Okay. Tortoise. There you go. Tortuga. You're taking on way too many problems and troubles of others. Hey, fucking men, bruh. Hey, fucking men. Pisces. Pisces. I'm sorry. I'm yelling in your ear. La Tortuga says. Stop taking on too many problems that are not even yours. Okay. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. When I start going like this and my I start rolling stuff, and then the shoulders get involved, that means this is intense. 100% at 8:44. This is intense because of the fact that what a lot of people are doing right now is hyper fixating on another person, wanting to fix them so that we can get back together. No, no, no. One more time for the people in the back. No. Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán. Okay? Yo no soy marinero, soy capitán. I'm just saying. You are not just a freaking, what are they called? Sailor. You're not just a sailor. You're the fucking captain of your ship. Steer that shit somewhere else. Steer it somewhere else. You're not supposed to just ghost ride your whip. That is so, was it 2000s? I think it was early 2000s. That's so out of style at this point. Steer your ship somewhere else. Bring it somewhere else. So, slow down, take your time, and enjoy the scenery, even if there's a detour. Be patient and determined and stick with it. Before you know it, you'll achieve what you're after. I hope what you're after is growth. I really hope what you're after is your growth, not someone else's growth, not group growth, individual solo mission. I was born alone. I'm living this life alone type of growth. Okay. It's good. No. By moving through your life more slowly and attentively, you'll discover a great deal of wisdom emerging from unexpected sources that you'd otherwise miss by being in a hurry. Now, let's just talk this out for a second. People always be in a hurry, like, Emmy, why can't you just do a 15-minute reading? You can't even invest, you can't invest like an hour to yourself. The fuck? You're not worth an hour of your time. How about you slow your life down a little bit? Slow your life down a little bit. You already have how many hours of the day claimed by someone else, bought for, bought by someone else, paid for. So it's really time for you to slow it down. Um, at this time, pay particular attention to the shifting sensations in your body, as these are energetically resonating with subtle changes in the vibrations of the earth. Okay. So, next card number 18, Mosaic. Let chance play its creative role in your life. No more trying to create a fairy tale. No more trying to create a fairy tale, okay? We're not here to produce movies. All right? Pisceans, please listen to what I'm about to say. If you are trying to have a Disney fairy tale, much of the Disney shit is satanic. That was a truth bomb. You guys know that, right? If you're trying to be like a Disney princess, y'all, I'll just keep my opinions to myself. I'll just keep my opinions to myself. If you're waiting for some sort of Disney princess moment, satanic shit requires abuse. I'm just saying, satanic shit requires trauma. Satanic shit requires so much trauma that you begin to fractionate yourself. I'm just saying, if your relationship is causing you to fractionate because you're trying to hold on to something, you're so afraid of losing people that you would cling to their toxicity. I'm just, okay, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? All Disney movies are satanic. I'm just saying, read up on that shit. So here we are, okay? I'm not reading, I'm not doing traditional tarot meanings. I'm doing ClairTarot. So if you look at her again, Pisces, the fuck is wrong with her eyes? Look at this shit. If it's not closed, the eyes are broken. Why do we not allow ourselves to see what's in front of us? Why? Why? Why is that? Why is it so difficult for Pisceans to see our truth? Actually, if we're going to really be honest, most people have a very hard time allowing themselves to see their unadulterated truth. Why is that? Why is that? Damn, that's sad. If you learned love from Disney, you know that Sleeping Beauty in the original story, she was raped. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not making that up. I've like nearly vomited when I found that out. That just fucked me up again. I'm not joking. That just totally fucked up my. Wrap me up, Michael, because I'm feeling so like. Okay, so your third eye is it's being set on fire. And this is not some sort of attack. What this is your intuition ramping up. Pisces, we don't need our eyes open because we have our eye open. Get it? Got it. Good. So listen to your intuition. That intuition wasn't gifted to you to make you cute. Okay, Pisces. A lot of people think it's cute how we're so magical and shit. I mean, you can be cute. Nothing wrong with that. You can definitely choose to be cute and celebrate your cuteness, but you also have to listen to your intuition. Okay? Um yes, Bailey. Yes, Bailey. Yes, regarding the comment on Ariel. What would I give if I could live? Fucking twisted ass movies. Card number 28, collaborative dreaming. Oh, that's one hell of a message. What I'm getting here from this card, Pisces, we are awake, but we don't want to be the only one awake. So what are we going to do? Pretend we're sleeping just like everyone else. Let me just breathe this out. Why do we do this? Why do we do this? We're aware of things, but I mean, we're just going to ignore the shit out of it. You know what I mean? Just polish that shit, put it up on the shelf, and just let it sit there. Just like let it sit there, and we don't pay attention to that shit. That shit is too truthful. It will make us. So we're just going to put it on the shelf and just leave it, and it doesn't exist. The dust covers it, the less noticeable it will be. And that's what we're doing. So no more of that. Ooh. That is some shit. Pisces. That looks like multiple layers and levels of resistors. Pisceans have a specific type of energy. We are able to oscillate very fluidly. We can go from high frequency to lower frequency to high frequency to lower frequency very, very, very easily. Just like a fish can be near the surface and then closer to the depths. We can do this very easily. And as we're doing this with energy, something is attempting to interfere and create resistors. So this can be one of two things. Either something is literally trying to interfere and stop your process of allowing this energy and this truth to rise up and be communicated, allowing you to breathe into being whatever it is you're supposed to bring to fruition, Or, or what this could be about for some others is that you yourself are resisting this. And I don't know if you know this, but if you run enough energy through resistors, they get hot. They get hot. You're about to have a trial by fire. Trial by fire. Oh, speaking of, y'all see this mark? I'm still tripping off this. I went to the shooting range and this lady, she was shooting to my left. If you don't know about guns, the casing gets ejected to the right. I was to the right of her, and her shit, she shot and the casing went woo into my bra. What the fuck? That's what I said. What the fuck? So, yeah, I'm a resistor too. I resist things quite a bit, and that shit burned. It burned real good. Real good. Real good. It didn't just go down my shirt and out the bottom of my shirt. It went into my bra. Right there. Just kicking it right there. I was like, "Ah." That's what happened. And why is that? I believe that happened the same day I felt the need to just kind of release much of the truth, the feelings, emotions, thoughts, all of that that I'd been holding in and holding back for so long. And it was such a heavy load, energetic, emotional, and mental load that I had been carrying for so long because heaven forbid I not resist my own process. Um, yeah, sometimes if you continue to resist energetically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, soul will allow you to experience something that will shake your ass back to center. Grab her by the shoulders and shake. That's kind of what happened. Yeah. If you really look at it, this is the center of my chest. That would be right over my heart. I pledge allegiance to Emmie Nicolina. All right, here we go. A lot of activation happening, a lot of growth, a lot of fruits from the labors of really allowing your what the fuck am I even saying? A lot of fruit as a result of the effort and time you commit to yourself, the investment you make in yourself. Okay. So, in order for fruit to grow, the proper conditions have to exist. Not only does it need water, not only does it need sunlight, it also needs the dark soil. And fruit trees have a tendency to have much deeper roots than just like seedlings. It's going to be a much deeper thing than a growing cabbage, growing broccoli, things like that. So, what's this telling us? This tells us we need to dive deep into our darkness, into our shadow aspects, really anchor ourselves into our truth, the truth that has been cloaked by shadow. Because up until this point, we haven't been ready, emotionally and mentally ready, to really dive deep into our darkness, the areas where we're most afraid of. And that's the problem here, Pisces. We have a tendency to be very avoidant of that space. And that's a space where all of your power is stored. Okay. All of that power is stored there. So you have that soil, you have the depth, you have the darkness. You also need the water, right? Water, hydroplasma, your energy. You need to allow yourself to invest in yourself. As Pisceans, as one of you, I have no problem talking shit right now. Why the fuck do we give everything away to other people and not keep anything for ourselves? Why do we do that? Why do we do that? Why do we feel like we are being bad people if we do not overly give and are left depleted? Why are we somehow selfish if we keep just enough for ourselves? If we make ourselves a priority like we make everyone else a priority? Why is that? Why is that? Do tell. Do tell. Tell me something good. Tell me something good. Hold on. All right, I just needed that for a second. So, first we have hot electricity going around the base of our throat. Now we have full on fire going across our back and shoulders. We're about to experience some massive shit, guys. We're about to experience some seriously massive shit. And then you have the snake around the neck. Let's not, what is that? Okay. Let's not jump to conclusions about the snake being something wicked. That the snake, oh my God, the snake, Adam and Eve, and yada, 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 yada. Okay, let's look at the snake. Let's see what this says. I would say that is more like a boa. Hold on. I would say that's a boa versus a python. So you're about to go through something significant personal changes, so intense and dramatic that an old self will metaphorically die as a new self emerges. Oh, the mother. That's right. That's right. And look at that. She has a snake on her staff as well. Mm-hmm. Look at her face, though. Her face is like, fuck around and find out. So you're going to feel a surge of energy that will sharpen your senses, alert your mental faculties, and open up new channels of awareness. You're about to resolve a long standing issue, one that has required a great deal of your attention by seeing things in a new light. The rebirthing is going to help you see things in a new light. It's absolutely going to help you see in a new light. And for some of us, for most of us, let's be honest here. What the fuck's behind her? Okay. Not sure why I'm tripping. It looks like something is dancing behind her. But it also looks more like some sort of sigil. Anyways, it would be a good time for you to start doing either tantric or kundalini yoga. You'll experience a dramatic and unexpected physical or emotional healing very soon, coming from an unexpected source. Someone's coming to say sorry. Extricate yourself from the situation that's suffocating your growth. Throughout your day, practice breathing more deeply and slowly than usual. It's time for Pisces to stop existing on such a surface level. We are deep divers, deep thinkers. It's time for you to allow yourself to explore those depths, the deepest depths of your heart's oceans. We have a tendency to avoid that. Ooh, talk about the healing and a release, an unexpected release that will allow for a wound that has festered for so long to heal. Ooh, look at that. Letting go, allowing the phoenix to rise. There was never some sort of rule that said you had to completely burn everything, burn every aspect of you, destroy everything, leave nothing standing before the phoenix could rise. The phoenix just needs fire. That's it. Just fire. Fire, burn it for a little bit, then rise from the ash. It never said how much ash, never said how much fire. So is it possible? Look at that. Ooh. There it is. Pisces is ready to rise. Even your third eye is on fire. Wow. It's time to rise. It's time. It's time. So, card number 24, you belong to paradise because you do. You're a beautiful flower in the process of blooming. Wildflowers can't be told how to grow, where to grow, when to grow. They just do, with no apologies and no hesitation. Oftentimes, wildflowers have thorns Are they sorry for the thorns as well? And Pisces, we are such wildflowers. You know why? Because we grow without permission in whatever place we feel. The only problem is we've allowed society to guilt us, to cause us to feel shame for being that wildflower. I'm so sorry that I have thorns. I'm so sorry that my thorns poked you when you were trying to choke the shit out of me to keep me quiet. So I can't speak my truth and allow other people to be inspired by what I'm sharing. And all I am sharing is my experiences. But I mean, heaven forbid, right? And that's our fault as wildflowers for being equipped with thorns. Thorns that are nothing more than rigid protrusions that grow from us, that are a part of us, that don't do anything until you force yourself upon us. That's deep. That's deep. Card number 32. 8th house, endings, beginnings. Let's see. Get out my notebook. All right. Ooh, 8th house is Scorpio. Hidden, not so obvious secrets, dark places, dark things, death, transformation, subconscious mind, sexual intercourse, sexual organs and glands, intimate life, intimate relationships, psychology, psychiatry, cemetery, bonding. I thought I wrote bondage. I'm like, that's too much. Joint dynamics. Ooh, codependency. Joint investments. Debt, sudden change and upheaval. So the reason I'm all at this point is because of the fact that a lot of this energy that's going around, this sense of upheaval, this roller this roller coaster magic carpet ride, it has a lot to do with us investing our energy, our focus, our time on something that perpetuates a codependency. Codependency is toxic. Okay. What if, what if, what if we are misinterpreting a trauma bond with an individual for a twin bond? A trauma bond connection in the early stages can absolutely feel like a twin connection, because it feels like you've experienced the same thing. It feels like you're the same person. You've cried the same tears until one of you is ready to move forward, ready to truly heal, ready to rise. You won't realize this is happening. You won't realize that connection is not a twin connection. It's a trauma bond connection. And that is very dangerous. It's very, very dangerous. This is how you get into cycles of empath and narcissist. It's some serious stuff. And the thing is, Pisces, you're so used to swimming alone, feeling so alone, no matter how crowded the room is, that we oftentimes have a higher tendency to cling to someone once we connect, because it gives us a sense of being anchored in this life. It gives us a sense of not being able to be blown away. But here's the thing. If you misidentify what that connection is and you use that as your anchor, what are you anchored in? Are you anchored in your ocean or in their toxic lake? Because your ocean is limitless. It's limitless. A lake is very confined. It's a very defined space. You have a very set amount of. So what happens? And the thing about human psychology, the moment someone is convinced they know the truth, it's impossible to tell them otherwise. They will fight you. They will not hear anything you say. And the only things they allow themselves to hear are the things they will use to justify their stance. Yeah. I'm not going to bother telling anyone what to do. I'm just going to vomit out these words. You figure out what they mean to you. You figure out what you're going to do with them. Because really, the fact is, none of us have time to deal with any of this. None of us do. But many of us choose to. That's the crazy thing. Many of us choose to based on some title that we are putting on them. Some crazy shit. Some crazy shit. So, joint assets, joint investments. So, with those two things, true twin connections have joint assets, joint investments, whether they're in the same space or they're choosing to exist separately, they're still joint assets. That's the thing. So, my husband and I are married, community property state, no fault state, community property. This microphone is mine. Community property means it's ours. He's not in the same room with me right now. Is this microphone suddenly no longer ours? No. It's still ours. It is still ours. So whether or not you are connected in real life or just energetically to that twin counterpart, it doesn't matter. You both still come from the same pod, for lack of a better word, from the same pod. Ooh, 100% at 9/11. That's such a power number. There's a reason the events on September 11th happened on September 11th. There's a lot of occult, esoteric meaning to the pairing of the 9 and the 11. It's important you recognize there's a reason that number popped up now as we were talking about this right now. 9 being the number of God essence, 11 being the number of divinity, different aspects of God, creator, prime creator, whatever it is you want to call it. Different aspects of the same thing, different faces. So, what if that twin connection is nothing more than different two faces of the same thing, the same experience, the same being, the same purpose, the same power? If you guys are the same, why are you so focused on needing to be completely in your face aware? We are the same, we're one and the same. No, do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing. We still are the same. We're still going to be experiencing things separately, growing separately, still hooked into the same power, the same abilities, same everything. So if you can grasp that, nothing's been taken away from you. For many of us, what's happening is we're needing to experience things on our own because Pisceans, have you not noticed our habit of whenever we love someone, we are so fixated on loving them and spoiling them and just coddling them that we spend no time on ourselves, on our growth? Have you noticed that? If you haven't noticed that, are you being honest with yourself? It's just a question. If you haven't noticed that, are you really being honest with yourself? Because if you're going to be dishonest with yourself about something like that, then there's a huge part of you that understands the toxicity of that cycle. A huge part of you knows, you shouldn't be doing that. So, for those of us who are still struggling with this type of elevated characteristic, elevated trait, yeah, you need it to be separated. Absolutely. Absolutely. Whatever, Michael. Whatever. I know. You want to know what Michael said. I know. Someone's already going to probably in the process of typing, tell me what Michael said. Anyways, card number 33, Heaven Sent. Please take a moment to really look at this image. Notice how, again, her eyes are closed, mouth is closed, and from her third eye emanates so much galactic code, potency, programming, power, energy, blessings. Pisces, it's time for you to recognize much of what happens in your life emanates from you. You are the origin. It's not to say that when you experience bad things, when you're treated poorly, it's your fault. It is to say that it's time for us to recognize that a lot of the things we go through is an effect of the causation we choose. And typically, the causation that is leading to that effect is our avoidance. When you avoid working on yourself, when you avoid recognizing things about yourself, reconnecting with yourself, creation has a way of projecting that in your environment. Your higher self projects that in your environment so you can begin to be triggered by it. Pisces get triggered very easily. I'm sorry to let the secret out. Pisces get triggered very easily, but oftentimes we don't say anything. We'll just tuck it away for later that night when everyone's asleep and we can think about all the really fucked up shit we wanted to say. Except my Capricorn energy is like, fuck that shit. Say it right now. We got to sleep later. We about efficiency. So, yeah. Pisces fairy dust, obviously, that was sarcasm. Sarcasm might be a little bit advanced today for me. Might sound like seriousness. Sarcasm. So, whatever you don't want to, put out there, whatever you don't want to address, you kind of are forced to witness it outside of yourself. And it's not to say this is what you deserve or you're creating it. It's to say this is an opportunity to learn. You are being provided an opportunity to learn. I'm really sick and tired of that. Those two opposing schools of thought where it's like, well, you called it to you. No, bitch. Sometimes certain things fucking happen and I didn't call it to me. But because this will help me to learn, I'm being allowed to witness and experience it. All right, bitch. I'm not that hateful of myself that I'm trying to make shit like that happen to me. So the second school of thought is that, well, people are just mean to us because we're so weak and we're just little Pisces. We're just little Pisces. And our feelings get hurt very easily. I mean, doesn't it tell you something about the strength of a Pisces if we can still keep functioning despite being hurt so often, so deeply? We are still fully functional. To me, that's proof of our badassery. Okay. That's proof that we are more badass than you. I don't know who you is, but I'm just saying, if you as an individual can be hurt time and time and time again, deeper and deeper and deeper, betrayed, used, tossed away, made to feel unimportant, unheard, unseen, unvalued, all of this stuff. Yeah, you can still show up and fucking love people and make projects of people and fuck you. You don't know Pisces. We badass. I'm just saying. Okay. Going back to the reading. So look at that. Look at that. He'll snort your ass up in his nostril. Look at that shit. Ew, his nostril looks like a penis. A pierced penis. Including balls. Okay. Okay. Reel it back in, girl. Reel it back in. I cannot get this out of my mind. Oh my God. It's a circumcised penis with like micro holes. What in the world? Okay. Let's look at spiders. Men, definitely not condemning you. I'm just honestly very curious. What possesses you to send pictures of penis to strange women? What causes you to do that? If you do that, I'm not saying all men do that, but the ones that do, like, what is your thought process before you send it? Yeah, you're gonna like this. My shit's pretty. Look how smooth my skin looks. Like, that's just some weird shit. That's some weird shit. Like, what is the thought process that gets you there right before you push the button to send it? I can't think of anything logical. I mean, and then the thing is, when I go and send a penis picture back, suddenly you're all offended. You're mad. Like, you're fucking disgusting. Why would you do that? Well, I thought we were playing a game of penis pictures. I'm just saying, I didn't realize you were the only one that was allowed to send pictures. I mean, that's just weird to me. So, spider, this is an opportunity to access your deepest wisdom and assimilate it so that it becomes a part of your daily living. Fuck yes. Men who send penis pictures. Your penis has just sent me a message to tell you. They don't appreciate the breach of their privacy. They like you. They would like you to fucking stop. Just say it. Beware of any potential traps or ruses that you're tempted to get involved in. Rather than staying stuck in this apparent block, open your mind to the infinite number of possibilities that are before you and make a choice. Don't limit yourself to the mundane world, but instead be willing to explore other dimensions and realities. It's time to write creatively without limits or tradition or habit, allowing yourself to be inspired by nature. Ooh, that's deep. Write creatively. So, writing is a symbol for words. What are words but spoken, fill in the blank, ad lib, spoken, spoken what, guys? Now I'm all fucked up. I lost my train of thought. Y'all took too long. Spells are spoken word. Word are spells, casting spells. And so when you write creatively, you're not casting spells on other people, okay? We can talk on that a few seconds. When you write creatively, I think what the message is here, energetic writing. You don't have to have a pen and paper and writing everything down. If you need that, beautiful, use that. But you don't necessarily have to physically write it down. What you're doing is creating a plan, an energetic plan to get you through to the next level of your development. You are calling to you, attracting to you the very things that need to happen to help expand your understanding, inner standing, overstanding of yourself and your soul. Okay. So that's important. Getting back to what I was going to say, I said we'd talk about that in a second or two. I just want to really put this out there. I just really, really want to put this out there. I like people to be who they are, but if who you are is a person that has no problem publicly stating that you would like someone to suffer, you would like, um, you know, that you would really, really take delight in the fruits of your vindictiveness, I'm kindly going to ask you to be yourself somewhere else. because I can't be supportive of that. I just absolutely cannot be supportive of you wishing the demise of someone else. I just can't. So I just want to put that out there. Please don't tell me how, like, I can't be a part of that. If you want to share, like, oh, I'm hurting, that's one thing. If you want to share, I'm hurting and that motherfucker should be cursed. Ah, um, did I just hear that? I'm just saying. Did I just read that? Can I unsee that? Can I unsee that? Is that possible? I mean, if you really need to get it out, like maybe put like certain types of emojis that will let me know, like X, 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 all the way through to let me know, like, Emmie, don't let your pure virgin eyes read this. Don't let them read. Don't read this because you can't unread it. And you go ahead and type whatever you want after that. But just let me know before, like, disclaimer, Emmie, this will traumatize you. It will traumatize your sensitive little heart because I don't want to see that. I really, really don't want to see that. Okay. So here it is. Card number 25, be still and listen to the spirits. Be still and listen to the spirits. You have a whole team with you. You have a whole team with you in this life, and most of us are not aware of this team. This team tends to not to speak to us, tends to not speak to us. They tend to just be there and help guide us as we guide ourselves. So allow yourself to reconnect with your higher self, with your spiritual team, with the earth, with whatever energies that are needed to help you get through this. Because I mean, this is a really rough patch that everyone's in. If we're gonna be honest, like, I don't care if you still have your job and you're good. This is a rough patch for everyone. It is. Everyone on this earth. And if you want to sit there and try and convince me, that it's not a rough patch, that you just good. It's everybody. Yeah. Well, maybe you're in denial of what you're witnessing. I don't know. Whatever. That's for you to figure out. That's for you to figure out. But this is a rough patch for everyone. And all of us need that little bit of bump to bump us forward, to get us through this just a little bit faster. Not to rush through it, but to get us through the areas of this journey that um, we really don't need to spend extra time in. There will be some aspects that you do need to slow down quite a bit and really allow yourself to marinate in that and just see it through. And, you know, those parts you can't get bumped through that. You're just going to get bumped and bumped. You're not going to move anywhere. So long as you need to be there, you're going to be stuck in that spot. Okay. And it's not even really stuck. Your higher self is requiring you to stay there for a prolonged period. So, card number 35, first house, are you standing on someone? Oh no. I thought he was standing on someone. No, I'm sitting there. So, first house, the body. Let's see. Persona, the mask. Fundamental physical manifestation, basic physical material theme, basic DNA construct, identity formed on physical existence, concrete physical reality, head region. This is a very specific message. You're needing to focus on your head. You're needing to allow the process that occurs within your cranial space to go from logical to gnosis. Gnosis is a state of knowing. This is the state that Jesus Christ existed within. That's where his consciousness was rooted, in a state of gnosis. Okay. Jesus Christ was in a scene. This is what the Essenes taught. This is what they believed. This is what they preached. They were Gnostic, not agnostic, Gnostic. Gnostic. They taught that we were connected to everything. We are connected to God. God is in everything. So when you are forced to look at something, something is just placed in front of you, whether it be a circumstance or a person or whatever it is, that is a fractal of God looking back at you. That is an aspect of God that you are experiencing, a mirror of an aspect of God that lives within you. So you have to see where your thoughts go. You have to see where your thoughts lead you to. One of the reasons why I'm not able to meditate, and meditation is a very beautiful practice. It can help so many people. For me, it does not help me at all. I can lead one hell of a meditation though. But for myself, I can't meditate. I just can't. And I'm recognizing the reason I can't meditate is because I'm already so fucking good at avoiding the thoughts. I'm already so good at avoidance. That's the reason why my mind always races every single it's thought after thought after thought after thought. I just can't stop. I can't stop. And so meditation is not going to help that for me personally, because meditation, I'm so damn good at avoiding already. I don't need to release any more thoughts. I need to allow to follow where those thoughts are taking me. I see something, my mind begins to process it. Next thing you know, I'm thinking about something that, damn, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to think about that. And there you go. Avoidance. It's avoiding the places that your thoughts are taking you that make your journey that much more difficult. You struggle that much more. It's just like if you're in school and your teacher is writing on the chalkboard, um, I don't know, some sort of formula for whatever math you're doing that day, and you're like, God, I don't want to see this. Motherfucker, you're still gonna have to do the homework. You're still gonna have to do the homework. So whether you want to see it or not, whether you want to pay attention in class or not, um, you're still gonna have to learn it, aren't you? So who's screwing you over? You are. There's no one to blame there. Same thing happening in life. There's no need for blame. What you need to do is begin shifting things in order to allow the learning to occur. Because I tell you guys so much, souls are very patient. Okay. The soul understands that what it's dealing with is a fucking toddler. The human mind is a toddler who needs a nap. And so the soul will be very patient with you, but just like a very fair, very loving parent, after a certain point of like, okay, you need to calm down now, use your words. If you need me to help you calm down, let me know. And this is the stuff that, I tell my kids, like, after a certain point, you're going to keep screaming and stomping and kicking your feet and acting crazy. I'll be like, look, this is your final warning. You either going to choose to stop, or you're going to let me know what you need for me to help you to stop, or you're going to have one hell of a consequence. And usually, just by saying that, we typically don't spank. I'm not big on spanking at all, because my kids know, like, all right, she's not fucking around. Can you hug me, mom? Sure. Let me hug you. And then we're able to talk about what's upset them, what got them to that point where they've lost control, and they're able to learn. And that's what the soul is going to do. It's going to give you these options. But because we are hard headed, stubborn as fuck toddlers who think we know everything, we always opt for you're going to have one hell of a consequence. So you get dragged. You get put in circumstance that makes you feel broken. You get put in connections that oftentimes will grow you through adversity, through challenge, through pain, through a sense of abandonment, of rejection, of all these things that we choose. We choose these things. We can't blame anyone else for this. There's no need for blaming. There's a need to take accountability for the decisions you make for yourself, because of the fact that once you allow yourself to take responsibility, take ownership of your decision that led to that effect, you can very easily allow yourself to once again remember, if I can choose really shitty things, I can choose really good things too. So that helps to return your power back to you. Um, and here we are. Here we are. That mundane, day to day, just allowing things to kind of just, we catch it if we catch it, we don't if we don't. Kind of just tired of this life, tired of all the mundane BS, tired of being misunderstood, tired of feeling unsupported, just tired, tired, tired. Well, I mean, you can choose to do something else. No one ever said that you had to just sit there and wait for things, um, to sit there and just wait for things to be put in your bowl. Oh, well, shit. Sometimes I hate Michael. Not really hate, but hate as in a very elevated form of annoyed. He just irritates me. So, for whoever needed to hear this, hmm, and there goes my avoidance program. It's been activated. Okay, so we're here, we're waiting for something else, we're not really paying attention. Not only are we waiting, I don't know who. So I'm just gonna leave that at that because I don't know who it is. We're just gonna have to leave it at that. So let's pull out some other cards. Bailey, I'd like to know as well, what's meant by that comment, LM2JA? What's meant by that? Here we go, guys. Here we go, here we go, here we go. We all naked. Okay, while I'm preparing these cards, I'll tell you a story. I went to the Psychic Institute, I believe it's called, in Berkeley. I went for some like free free workshop thing or class they were having to try and entice people to join the school. And at that time, I was in full avoidance mode of my abilities. The reason I wanted to take classes was to learn how to turn off all of my abilities because I just wanted to be a normal person. I didn't tell anyone. That's why I wanted to take those classes. Well, they start talking, and I swear to God, everyone in the room. Oh, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Can you see me? Excuse me. I'm sorry, I don't have dainty sneezes. So I was taking classes. Oh no, I wanted to take classes at some psychic institute in California to learn how to turn off all my abilities. I didn't want any of the abilities. I wanted them to turn off. And I went, thank you guys. I went to a free class that they were holding to kind of entice people to join. And it must have been a room of about 40 or 50 people. It was a pretty it was a pretty significant turnout. And everybody was naked. I don't know why. Everywhere I looked, everyone was naked. That's all I see is them naked. And it's like and I was wide awake, and I was like getting so uncomfortable by seeing all of these things. And then the person that was heading the class, apparently she's like, I don't know, some sort of international guru for this kind of stuff. But she looked at me. I could tell my energy was so frantic and she picked up on it. She looked at me and I knew she was looking at me to really bring my attention to the fact that she's really addressing me, but she doesn't want to point me out. And then she starts looking around the class and she goes, let's all just take a deep breath. All of us have lived lives together. All of us have at some point have had sex with each other. And if you're seeing everyone naked, that's the beauty of the purity of I was like, oh my God, she knows. I see everybody naked. I don't want to see any more naked people. So I had to leave. I had to leave the class. It was too much nakedness for me. I mean, it's. Ooh. All right, pull out the cards. We're ready now, guys. We're ready. We're ready. All right. Oh. Okay. All right. If I rule the world, I free all my sons. Love 'em, baby. Black diamonds and pearls. If I rule the world, walk right up to the sun, hand in hand. All right, I'm almost done, guys. Do, 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 do. We won't land. Okay. So here goes. We have the King of Pentacles. The king sits on his throne enjoying, nope. An experienced and successful leader, a person of character and intelligence, a reliable partner, a wise investment, ability to acquire money and valuable possessions. Sometimes the ability to acquire money is more like the ability to acquire energy. This is talking about a frequency accretion, ascension. Also, valuable possessions. Those are your gifts coming back to you. You have to allow yourself to be open to receive, though. Okay. What? You scared me, Rhonda. I thought my stalker was back. All I saw was the word panties, and I was like, bitch, you back? You made another account. So the valuable possessions are your gifts, okay? All right. We have 7 of Cups in reverse, desire, determination, willpower, a goal nearly attained, an intelligent choice. Choosing yourself is an intelligent choice, allowing yourself to call that energy back to you, to serve you, instead of allowing yourself to get depleted, allowing yourself to be martyred by you, okay? Because no one else can martyr you but yourself. You have to be in full agreement and fully participating in order to play the role of martyr. Okay. So then we have a tower moment, which is what Rhonda gave me when she mentioned panties. Rhonda, this girl, I don't even know her. She offered to come to my house and fold my panties on a live stream. I was like, no, thank you. Tower moment. You guys know what tower moment is. It means there is a lot of shit that just popped off. Oh my God. Do you guys see the face? Do you see the face? Do you guys see that? Or is it just me? Okay. So I was gonna put this card down. I was just like, you guys know what a tower moment is. Shit's hit the fan. Everything's going kind of crazy. You got to deal with it. It's ending something that will allow you to move forward, right? But then Michael goes, "You're not seeing what the message is." I'm like, "What message?" And I looked. There is a disgusting face looking over. Excuse me. So, Pisces, be very careful about your relationships, your friendships, your connections, your professional connections. This is a message, a very specific message during this period because we are approaching a lunar event that the cards have been telling me over and over and over. There's some fucked off shit that's going to be happening then. It's not my place to tell you to not participate in group meditations, global meditations, whatever, I don't know, like ceremonies and things like that this weekend. That's totally up to you if you want to do that. Just know I have never, ever, ever, and I've had these cards for some time now, using them almost every day. I have never seen that face there before, ever. Okay, ever. Considering this message is of parasitic, demonic type stuff, if your feed froze, to block that out, that's probably something trying to keep you from hearing something you might need to hear. So take that however you want. Take that however you want. But I have never seen that face there before. And for those of you who watch pretty much all the readings that I do when I go live, y'all know how often I use this deck. You guys know I use this deck pretty much for every reading. And I've never seen that before. So moving right along, Page of Swords in reverse. Oh, hot diddy damn. Booyah. Okay, Page of Swords in reverse, an imposter revealed. So illness is also possible, powerlessness in the face of a stronger force, lack of preparation. So, well, if you don't want to see whatever messages are coming through, if you need someone to read to you in a sugar-coated way, you probably shouldn't be watching me. Bottom line. Bottom line. Because this channel is about giving you the messages that the cards are asking me to give you. So if that's uncomfortable for you, probably time to move on. Okay? So Page of Swords in reverse, powerlessness in the face of stronger forces. The only time something can be stronger than you is when you don't believe in yourself. Lack of preparation. If you allow yourself to take this time, and you don't even need a long amount of time, but just allow yourself to sit within yourself, like quiet your thoughts down a little bit and remind yourself, I've been able to handle everything in my life so far. The things that I needed assistance in, the people who could help me were brought to me. My soul did that. My soul brought me the help that I needed. I can handle everything that life throws at me. I might have moments where life will throw me a curveball and it'll shake me for a moment and make me, kind of question myself or doubt myself, but that never lasts. I always get through every single circumstance that life throws at me because you have. You have. Everything you've experienced in your life, you've been able to go to the next experience. You've been able to get to the next day. So don't allow yourself to be scared. Well, you can allow yourself to be scared, but don't allow yourself to get so scared that it cripples you. Fear exists for a reason, okay? As a part of our survival instinct, fear helped to bring our attention to the very things that threatened our survival. Now that we're not in that wilderness environment, we use fear to bring our attention to the things we need to pay attention to. This is why it's so important if something makes you uncomfortable, if a subject matter, if an image makes you uncomfortable, then you have to take a moment to really analyze, why does that scare me? A lot of people are scared about demonic things. And this is the reason why I have to call it parasitic, because we are programmed from infancy when it comes to something demonic. Oh my God, we have no power, we have no say. This thing's gonna gobble me alive, it's gonna take my soul, it's gonna ruin my whole family, it's gonna murder me. That's what we're taught. Okay? That's what we're taught. But the fact is, God created us all. That means we're nothing more than siblings. Demonic things are our family too. I mean, do we need to be like, "Hey, what's up, cousin?" No. But we all have that one cousin that we have to tolerate, right? That challenges us and pushes our buttons and causes us to have to dig deeper in order to remain civil, in order to be mature about their immaturity. That's what demonic things are. It's nothing to be scared of. Sure, they have scary appearances. Why? Because just like that cartoon, Monsters Inc., to harvest a scream, to harvest your fear. There's nothing to harvest if you're not afraid. And look at that Monsters Inc. movie, anyways. I mean, what could they really do to the child? Scare it, cause it to scream, and then come back later. That's it. That's it. There's certain rules. There's certain um, there's certain things that we have to be aware of. Parasitic things cannot access you unless your higher self grants it permission. It can't access you unless it does. And typically, your higher self will allow it to access you to push you along through a lesson. I found parasitic things can often serve as a tutor. Whatever lesson you have avoided and refused to learn during classroom time in the light, then a tutor of darkness will be called over to help you learn it. That's just like a very basic understanding of it. So, hold on. 2 of Wands. A mature individual, a ruler, attainment of goals and needs, boldness, a dominant personality. One of the ways a parasite will be utilized is to help you remember you are the alpha of your field. You are the dominant one. And just like in the animal kingdom, any territory that does not have a dominant being there, dominant energy, a dominant force, something else will take its place. Something will fill that role. And if you're not going to be the ruler, the king or queen of your auric kingdom, then an interloper will enter. An interloper will definitely affect you. Can it harm you? Not always. And if we're really going to be honest, this is my specialty, okay? Parasitic extraction is my specialty. This is my forte. This is where I excel. It's very, very, very rare for me to come across a person who has no parasites. Very, very, very rare. So what's this tell us? Pretty much all of us have parasitic latchings. And you're still surviving. You're still going about your day to day as if nothing's there. And just because you're suddenly aware of that there's going to be something that's going to try to disrupt your weekend or whatever it is, that doesn't mean shit. They've been trying to disrupt your whole life and you haven't even noticed. That's the crazy part. You haven't even noticed, but the moment you're made aware, suddenly it shuts you down. And I don't know if, maybe it's just because I think so differently because I've been tormented by things for my entire childhood. Maybe that's why it's just like, whatever, you couldn't break me as a kid, you're not breaking me now. You're sure as hell not raping me now. I'm not going to give you permission for that. You're not going to get in my field either. I'm not going to give you permission for that. I'm not going to give you permission to interfere. I'm not going to give you permission for anything. You might as well just leave because you're wasting your time fucking with me. And if you allow yourself to really, really take in what I just said, boy, how powerful will you become? Just by knowing, no, you're not going to disrupt me. No, you're not going to inconvenience me. No, I'm not going to participate. No, I don't even notice you're there. Go find someone else to bother. Like, you could be that powerful. You really could be that powerful. Okay. So allow yourself to take that in. Take back your personal power. Stop living in such a state of fear where the fear is no longer serving its purpose. The purpose of fear is to bring your field of awareness to the place within your mind and your thoughts that need your attention. Remember, we no longer exist in a wilderness outside of us. The wilderness has become internal. And what is a wilderness? Let's look that up. Woo! Mm-hmm. Wilderness, an uncultivated, uninhabited, and inhospitable region. And what do I tell you guys? What do I tell you? You have to cultivate the garden within your mind. You have to cultivate the garden within your heart. You can allow people to plant as many seeds as they want, but those seeds do not grow without you tending to them. What does that mean, Emmie? Well, someone plants a seed by calling me a bitch, telling me that I'm a bitch. Okay? The seed's in my garden. They said it, they wrote it, I heard it, I saw it. It's there, it's been planted. What happens to a seed if you don't water it? Not a damn thing. I'm just saying, not a damn thing. So people can say whatever they want. Demonic things can say whatever it wants. It can do as much thought inception as it wants. But as long as you are prepared for that experience, meaning opening yourself to the potentiality that, hey, you know what? I think I'm experiencing something supernatural and I don't quite understand it, but I'm going to trust that this experience is going to grow me in some way. So I'm just going to observe for a little bit, just see where this goes. That's how I get through all my lessons. That's literally, Emmie, how do you get through all your lessons in life? Well, I look at it and I'm like, huh, that looks pretty fucked. Let's see where the fuck this goes. That's my conversation in my head. Mhm. Exactly. If you don't subscribe to the drama, you don't get delivered it. You gotta pay attention in order for that subscription to continue, right? Right. So, let's get you guys a final card. Alright. Pumbo, you want the truth or you wanna feel better? Fuck Hasbro. Oh my god. I mean, do you want me to be honest in my answer, or would you prefer not to know? That's right. So, I'll leave that alone. Alright, let's get you guys a final card. Okay. Ouija boards can open the door. Even ones made by Hasbro. I had one by Hasbro. That shit moved by itself. Don't know why I got one. I got it when I was, I think, like 13. Thought it'd be cool, during a sleepover. shit moved by itself without any fingers on it. If you're really concerned, if you really want to know if you have a parasitic issue or not, do a search on YouTube for parasitic infestation. I have a video explaining it, and if it really resonates with you and you're experiencing a good bulk of the symptoms, then you probably need a parasitic extraction. But don't assume that you have a parasitic issue. Watch that video, see if it resonates. I mean, you've been fine this whole time. You've been fine this whole time, and I'm sure it just popped back into your head because of the subject matter. So that alone doesn't mean you have a parasitic issue. All right. Ooh, look at you, girlfriend. What's that? Okay. Okay. And I talk to these cards, you guys. She looks so saucy, though. I'm just saying. Card number 10, Empress of the Pearl. You have an inner gift of great value, born of struggle, adversity, and challenge. In wisdom, you know that suffering can lead to growth, provided we are willing to search for a way to heal through it. Seeing challenges as ways to expand your spiritual light empowers you to focus on the growing light rather than getting caught up in suffering. Natural pearls are rare, lustrous feminine gems created within a living organism, the pearl oyster. They have a unique creation process. Natural pearls are created when a foreign entity, such as a grain of sand or parasite, finds its way into the pearl oyster. Let that sink in really quick. Natural pearls are created when a foreign entity, such as a grain of sand or a parasite, finds its way into the pearl. Oyster reacts and creates layers of pearlescent substance, creating a warmly glowing treasure within. Just like the beautiful and rare natural pearl, you have a unique spiritual beauty to offer the world. Your pearl. Your pearl is your precious gift, something unique that's being born through your experiences and consciousness that cannot be created or copied by another because it's your own unique soul light. Any struggles you have experienced are a karmic gift to help you grow this inner exquisite offering to support the spiritual evolution of humanity. Once you recognize this, you can dispense with your struggles more swiftly, using them to help you grow and not adding unnecessary energy or focus to the problem, which might make it grow instead. If you have found yourself attracting negative energies from those around you, or perhaps feeling drained or sometimes even possessed by negative thoughts or experiences, you don't have to feel afraid. You can heal with Kuan Yin now, allowing that which is stirred up within you to begin forming the beautiful gift you have to share. Just starts from irritation and reaction. So are the circumstances in your life which feel uncomfortable, serving you to help you grow your gift. It is time to realize your soul is growing its luster and beauty to share with the world. Once you realize this, struggles become less and your soul light becomes even more luminous. So, what have we just been talking about? We've just been talking about how parasitic things oftentimes is allowed to come to you, to grow you in some way, to challenge you. And through that challenge and adversity, you have an opportunity to reach higher levels of potentiality. Just breathe for a moment. Just breathe. Just allow that to sink in. Like the things that have happened in your life have served to grow you. Whether you consciously wanted to grow in that way, whether you didn't want to grow, whether you recognized it, whether you ignored it, growth happened. Just because you are really good at ignoring the lessons Just because you are really good at not applying the knowledge does not mean you didn't learn. You can ask anybody. Ask them about the most horrible experience in their life. And I'm pretty sure, because you are removed from that emotional connection to that experience, they can very easily admit to you, I wish I did things different. I see now. I see now what I did. I see now the effects on other people. Just because they don't admit that, just because they don't say that to the people that were involved, does not mean they didn't grow. Absolutely not. Hold on. So allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to examine what makes you afraid about this subject matter, whether the subject matter, the part of the subject matter that causes fear is parasites, whether it's the growth process altogether, whether it's other people interfering, your fear of failure, your fear of success. I mean, you have to know where this comes from. You have to. You owe yourself that. You owe yourself an opportunity to grow in the most beautiful, beautiful way. You deserve that. And beautiful growth is not always pain-free. Beautiful growth is not always free of tears, free of sadness, fears of no one understanding you. I mean, it's just, it's a part of your process. Love yourself enough to be patient with yourself. Love yourself enough to support yourself by getting out of your own way. Okay, Pisces, these are the messages that are coming forward. Right. You cannot speak butterfly language to caterpillar people, as they say. So there was a question about what do you do if you have a parasitic circumstance? You get an extraction. It's a very easy thing. You get an extraction. You can get that from my website, and I remove it for you. But what we have to understand is I can remove anything. I can remove all day. I can remove multiple times a day for several days. But that shit will keep coming back if you don't close the door that allowed it in. If you do not change, shift the mindset that allowed you to believe that something else had the authority to enter your space and exist there without your permission, it will come back or something else will. That's just kind of the law of the land. That's just how it goes. You look at the animal kingdom. Hey, what was once a rabbit hole, rabbit den, whatever the hell they're called, the rabbits leave, and what happens? Something else takes its place. Something else uses that, occupies that space, lives in it. Same thing happens with your auric field. It's not something to be scared of. It's just something to be aware of so that you can stop it from happening. Avoidance is no longer going to be enough. Okay? What are you even talking about, LM2JA? This is me cultivating my garden. I don't need to know what you're talking about. You've been disruptive this whole time. This is me cultivating my garden. I don't need things to continue to disrupt me, my flow, my thoughts, and you guys don't have to be sorry. When you remove something that's affecting your process, that's not a vindictive thing. That's not a mean thing. That's a self-preservation, self-loving type of thing. And so love yourself. Love yourself. Allow yourself to be your priority. Do not allow things or people to disrupt your peace. And you do not have to be sorry about that. Not one bit. And case in point, this has been going on since I don't even know how much earlier in the live. And I've been patient. I've allowed myself to convince myself, oh, maybe there's a conversation going on. I'm just not understanding. No, it's just disruptiveness and it's done. It's done. Okay. I should have probably done it earlier in the live, but again, that's me. I like to make excuses for people for quite some time before I actually take action. So there's nothing wrong with that, you guys. If I say that you need to love yourself enough to remove things that are disruptive, that doesn't mean you remove it before you're comfortable removing it. Love yourself. Understand that sometimes you have to go through a process. Sometimes you have to see repeatedly over and over and over the same behavioral patterns, the same level of disruption and disregard. And then you can finally decide for yourself, okay, I'm not I'm not just overreacting. This is something I have to do for myself. Love yourself. There's no anger or hatred or any of that in me removing. It's disruptive. That's it. You had your opportunity. Now it's done. And that's that. That's that. So, you guys, thumbs up for this video. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me every single time I'm live. So, thank you guys so much for being patient with me. And man, we're almost 2 hours. This was a long reading. 100% at 10:10. Beautiful time to call it a night. Bye, guys.